Morning traders. So how do we trade the Aussie today? So we got a break of the range, and we'll talk about that on the lower time frame. But what we want to do is just get our levels in, and that's the first level where we are. And I'm just looking for another area there. And what we want to do, okay, so let's just line up with that. So that would be our 50% retracement, and that would be our 61% retracement. Okay, now let's just have a look at clearly we need more coffee this morning. I'll leave that right. Okay, so we can see this level here, this inside tail. We've got a number of inside tails here, all the way on the left. So that 50% Fibonacci lines up pretty well. And the 61.8% Fibonacci lines up with these tails. Tails on the bottom, tails the top here. So I would, that's pretty much our area, our zone that we need to watch. Now, challenge with this zone is it is a 1,000-point zone. Okay, so in normal price action markets, this was indecision bar, and then we've got a confirmation bar. So normally what would happen with something like this, you would be looking for shorts, because that is a classic range breakout, and this is basically the confirmation bar. However, the problem that we have, especially with the Aussie, is that we're getting these 700, 800 or 1,000 point moves in a day, which basically means most of the moves play out in a single day. Anyway, let's just a quick look at the weekly, and this is a concern. We've got a massive pin bar forming on the weekly, and this may turn out to be a pin bar with a massive red body as well. Okay, trend has changed, so we are pointing up on the alligator, but yeah, the jury's out on what's happening, and we've got so much geopolitical noise happening now. We've got local government bleating about if the land reform fails, there will be chaos in the country, and we've got the rand getting hammered. We've got emerging markets getting hammered. We've got trade war that stepped up again yesterday with another tweet from Trump. So there's a lot of chaos happening in the market. So, which is nice for us, because we can trade this thing. We can basically hit most of our targets in a daily time frame. Anyway, so yesterday I said to you, this is the range. You trade the range, so it's long from the bottom, short from the top. Okay, unless we get a break, and we got the break. Now, I'm just going to come down to. We can actually come down to 6 minutes just to show you your entry here. You could have picked up any one of these bottoms here, which is pretty much what I did. Is I had a long entry based on the bottom of the range, which would have been this swing low here. Okay, and got a few points out of it, but you can see when we took the entry, there was a crossover happening, which was a bit of a warning. So you had this nice inside bar. You would have felt comfortable that this was going to play out. However, we hit the alligator and then bounced off it here. Okay, now that would have given you a bit of a warning. So one of two things you do is you either move your stop right up, or you take your profit. Okay, because we are below the alligator, and we are bottom of the range, but it looking shaky. Okay, so you could have taken your profit, waited for a potential double bottom, which would have given you another signal to get in long, but that never happened. We actually broke through the range with this bar here. Okay, we also just stepped below it a little bit here. Okay, so that would have given you a warning that, okay, maybe we need to look for shorts. Now, if you continue looking at the lower time frame, you'll see here we have this double bottom. We've got a double bottom on the oscillator. So you could have basically you had that trend line in, broken this. No, correct. We're now breaking to the upside. But I think what you have to do is you've got to look at it from a higher time frame, and the pattern on the higher time frame is what you're looking for. So you had a break, and then you had this retest of the break and confirmation. So that was your indication for a short. On your 6 minutes, it would have been chaos if you were watching it here. Okay, so if you watch the 12 minute, you can see break to the downside. We bounced off at 200, came back to test this breakout, the double top, and that is an almost guaranteed short signal. Range break, retest, and the retest is the double top. Okay, short, tight stop loss, down. Okay, so, and as I've said in the past, whenever you get the breaks of these consolidation patterns, they're typically quite violent. And you can see how violent that was. It was a good, from the retest, I think it was 1,000 points. Okay, so what can we expect today? So I would expect us to either consolidate a little bit, okay, or continue this move quite aggressively to the downside. Now, the best way to do this right now is your trend is currently down, okay. We do have some levels coming up, which is fairly significant, but price action is going to be everything again today. So depending on where we are now, if we look at Tencent is down 4.5%, but bear in mind Naspers fell 6.4% yesterday. So that may just be playing catch up to whatever news Naspers was reacting to yesterday. US markets were slightly down, and the futures is flat at the moment. So looking a little bit of a red day at the moment. And then what we have is the Rand dollar, which is sitting at 14,730, which got hammered last night. So, that may strengthen some of the stocks, but I'm not so sure about that. I think the geopolitical noise is going to be pretty loud today. So we have fallen 1,000 points. So, typically when we're falling 1,000 points in a day, normally we consolidate the next day. So that's kind of what I'm expecting, but we may just continue to the downside. So the trend could very well have changed. Well, it has changed on the 30 minutes. So we rallied up, consolidated, and we've moved to the downside. So trend is currently down. Challenge I have is that we are quite far away from the alligator, and the two alligator lines that you want to watch is the teeth and the jaw. Okay, so it's the blue and the red line. So when price is far away from those two, it's indicating a diversion. So price is heading down. Let me just do this. So price is heading along that line. Okay, while alligator's heading along that line. Okay, so you can see this angle is getting bigger. So what I'm looking for now is I'm looking for a wise man number one. So in other words, I'm looking for a bar where the bulls are when the bears are in control of it, and then the bulls take control. So it would be something like this bar here. Okay, this is a classic wise man number one, and it kind of played out into the alligator, and then was a bounce back. But price action would have indicated that because it was a range break. So this was the indication that we're coming back to test the break. Okay, so what is the wise man number one? I can see that the buyers stepped in here. Okay, so often when you see that, let's see if we can find another one quickly for you. So here's one but it's not really that well defined, because you can see the angle of price and the angle of the alligator is pretty close. Okay, so here's another one. There's a couple, 1, 2, 3, there's four in a row here, and you can see how they all, alligators going that way and prices heading down. Okay, so anyway, there's a video on wise men, on the 3 wise men, and if you want to know more about it, just search for that video in my feed and you'll find it. Okay, so what I'm looking for is either consolidation and a move to the downside, or continuation and a move to the downside. If the consolidation happens through the whole day, then there's a good possibility that we could be forming a base to continue to the upside. Now, for me, I think it's really going to be about watching what price action does this morning, and we'll watch it on the 12 minutes and see what happens. So if we do get any form of consolidation, I'll be looking for a break to the downside to trade it short, and if we do get any move to the upside, we'll also be looking for a short, but I'll be looking for a short at a higher level. Okay, so that's kind of the way I'm taking this at the moment. We have changed direction, and expecting either consolidation or a continuation. Okay, the only thing that's worrying me is that we have had it's been a 1,000-point move, so it's been quite a significant move. So what we need to do is just wait and see what price action says to us this morning. And yeah, markets do look a bit shaky, so I would suspect we're going to get more downside. Okay, so let's just get some levels. So essentially what we're looking for is a break below 52355. That's going to give us indication that we have more downside to come. Okay, and you could probably trade the open range, sorry, the closing range breakout as well. And there it is there. Okay, and you can see how the breakout target lines up with the 50% Fibonacci, and then target number 3 lines up with the 61.8. Okay, and this is kind of the area that I would expect us to go and tag at the moment. So just put that in there. So I would expect us to come and tag 51250 or 51765. Okay, so that's my take on this today. I hope it helps, and keep those stops tight. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you guys in the new month and next week. Anyway, guys, catch you later. Cheers.